What's up guys, welcome to today's video. I'm talking about the macronutrient carbohydrates. Okay, so the macronutrients we have is protein, which helps us with muscle repair and growth, fat, which provides insulation for our body, and carbohydrates, which ultimately provides us with energy throughout the day. What a lot of people tend to make the mistake of when they're trying to lose weight is they cut carbs completely, and ultimately, yes, this will lead to weight loss, but they'll also experience, feeling extremely fatigued throughout the day because their body just has no fuel to use, essentially. No fuel to do anything throughout the day, do activities, let alone exercising. Just normal day-to-day activities like walking to the shop, reaching up for something on the cupboard. So yeah, they're extremely important, and that's why we're going to break them down today into their simplest forms, which is simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates. Before breaking down both simple and complex carbohydrates, both of these carbohydrate sources, basically affect our blood sugar levels, so our blood glucose, and ultimately causes spikes in our insulin, spikes in our blood sugar. So simple carbohydrates are quick-acting carbohydrates, so things like bananas or white rice or honey, candy, anything like that really. So really sort of sugary foods provides us with a quick surge of energy and then quickly leads to a dip in our energy levels later on. So don't get me wrong, it's not like simple carbohydrates are bad, because they're great when used sort of around the training window, so sort of before working out, or before a football match, before a tennis match, during a game. They're great sort of pick-me-ups. But yeah, if you're trying to lose weight and feel satiated throughout the day, then you may be best sort of going for complex carbohydrates, which is more sort of whole grains, bulgur, lentils, whole wheat pasta, brown rice, things like that. So they essentially break down in the body a lot slower and a lot more evenly throughout the day. So rather than causing your blood sugar levels to spike like simple carbohydrates like a banana would, and then about an hour later, you sort of feel that downfall in energy. If you had, a nice bowl of brown rice and some chicken and whatnot, then that will sort of sustain the energy longer throughout the day. So choosing to eat more complex sources of carbohydrates not only will help control your blood sugar levels and help, hopefully make you feel less tired throughout the day and more sort of stabilized, but it also helps prevent, a range of chronic conditions such as heart disease, diabetes, as well as other various cancers. So what can we use to, measure the effect carbohydrate sources have on blood sugar? So we use something called the Glycemic Index, which affects the amount a certain food has on our blood sugar levels compared with pure glucose. So to give you an example, if something has a glycemic index rating of 28, so that's a low GI food, so it's a low glycemic index food, also known as a complex carbohydrate, so it releases energy slower throughout the day. Ultimately, that is only going to boost blood sugar levels by 28% as much as pure blood glucose. So it's going to have a really slow effect of lasting. Whereas if you take maybe sort of pure honey, for example, that's going to have a glycemic index rating very high, probably in the 80s or 90s, boost blood sugar levels by 80 to 90% as much as pure blood glucose, so as much as sugar, which ultimately is going to have cause a severe spike in your sugar levels, giving you a surge of energy. But then unless you sort of fuel that need for energy, sustained energy afterwards, by some some whole grains, some whole wheat, some complex carbs, then you're going to feel a real sort of down spiral in your energy levels and possibly your mood as well. So ultimately, high glycemic foods, so simple carbohydrate sources, such as honey, bananas, sugary foods, pure sugar, is going to result in a quick spike in your blood sugar levels, giving you a surge of energy. But unless you sort of back that up, it's going to really sort of cause you to have a down spiral. And low glycemic food indexes, so such as your complex carbohydrate sources, things such as brown rice, whole grain pasta, sweet potatoes, have a slower sustained effect on your energy levels and will keep you satiated also throughout the day. Like I said previously as well, it's not that I'm saying that simple carbohydrates are necessarily bad, it's just trying to find that balance between the two to not only keep your energy levels sustained throughout the day, but also the effects of reducing things such as cancer or diabetes. It's really good to get a mixture and not just have the simple carbohydrate sources, which are often usually sort of cheaper for us, more available to us because it's cheaper, bananas, sugar, honey, that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's all about a balance really. So to give you an example then, if you're having white rice every day, maybe switch, if you're having white rice 2-3 times a day, maybe switch 1 or 2 for brown rice instead. Or if you're having if pasta is a staple in your diet, maybe switch it to whole wheat pasta sometimes. So it's, you can do some really sort of quick, simple changes, and not only will it hopefully affect your performance positively, because you'll have more energy, but it'll also help your internals as well. So just to wrap up then quickly, guys, yeah, simple carbohydrates are not bad. They are, they're just as effective as complex carbohydrates when used, in the right way. So used around your training window, straight after your workout or just before your workout or even during your workout, and then, supplementing that with, complex carbohydrates, maybe the night before or throughout the day as well. And just find that balance, not just purely eating the simple carbohydrates, because what I used to do especially is I used to eat a lot of simple carbohydrates throughout the day, so I'd have lots of spikes in my blood sugar levels, so my energy levels would be really high one minute, and then really low the next. And really you want to supplement that, as I said, with complex carbohydrates, so your energy levels sort of stays constant throughout the day rather than lots of up and downs. So yeah, if you were like me and you do eat a lot of simple carbohydrates, a lot of white rices, white pastas, oats, things like that, then yeah, give it a try. Switch out some of these for complex carbohydrate sources, as I mentioned, and yeah, let me know if your energy levels change, stay the same, and I'll see you guys next week.